What is going on, all of you beautiful boxes of zombie dicks? It is Crossbow here, and I said I was going to do at least one Call of Duty Zombies top 5 prior to the release of Black Ops 3, and here it is. I'm going to push out a second one hopefully as well, but 2 is probably going to be the most I'm going to be able to get out before the release of Black Ops 3, but you can bet I'm going to be covering Black Ops 3 Zombies with a bunch of different videos. But anyway, let's get into this countdown. Today's countdown is going to be the top 5 unexpected or surprising Pack-a-Punch upgrades. Basically, any Pack-a-Punch upgrade where at the time you upgraded the gun and you were like, holy shit, I was not expecting that. And I thought it'd be something fun to look back on, and I'm pretty sure nobody else has uploaded this particular top 5 to YouTube, so let's get into it. Kicking things off in the number 5 spot, we have the Olympia Pack-a-Punched to the Hades. Now the surprising thing when you upgraded this to the Hades was that you got Dragon's Breath incendiary rounds when you fired the weapon. Now, Dragon's Breath rounds was something that you got to play around with in the campaign of Black Ops 1, and it was on the Spaz 12, so a lot of people expected, if anything, that the incendiary rounds would be on the Spaz 12 when you Pack-a-Punch it, but that was not the case. It is actually on the Olympia, which surprised many people, including myself, and it actually turns this weapon into a very, very decent gun when it's upgraded, especially in Black Ops 2. Slap some double tap 2.0 in there, and you're going to be one-shotting zombies for quite some time, and even better, you're going to be setting them on fire. So it's a pretty cool one, and it takes the number 5 spot. Moving down to the number 4 spot, we have the M1911, which obviously appears in all 3 Zombies games, and starting with the World at War version, obviously it was the World at War map De Reese where the Pack-a-Punch machine was introduced, and that was a time where this alone was new and exciting and unexpected because people were trying to Pack-a-Punch all these different weapons. It was like, oh, this does this, this does that, but for the most part, all it did was turn the bullets into lasers and increase the damage. But then something beautiful happened, which I'm sure a lot of you remember, when you suddenly thought, wait a second, what if I try to Pack-a-Punch the starting pistol? What if I try to Pack-a-Punch the Colt M1911? And when you did it, oh, it was a glorious moment because it shot grenades, which look like rockets in this game, the way they project themselves out, but it shot grenades similar to the ones on the M1 Garand grenade launcher, except this does a lot more damage, and also you get that beautiful camo. I love the World at War camo, obviously, on all the Pack-a-Punch guns, and it was amazing. And then moving on to Black Ops 1, when you Pack-a-Punch the M1911 in there, you got the Mustang and Sally's, which was the dual wield version, shot grenades, same thing, and especially in all the DLC maps for Black Ops 1, you had PhD Flopper. So if you got Mustang and Sally and PhD Flopper, you were pretty much invincible, because if you ever got trapped, all you had to do was look down at your feet and just unload both clips at the ground, and then everything around you just died. And obviously it's the same thing for Black Ops 2, nothing special to talk about there, it's just the Mustang and Sally once again, so that wasn't very surprising. But as a whole, I mean, especially the World at War version, people just did not expect it. It was a pretty amazing moment. Coming in at the number 3 spot, we have the Crossbow, which was obviously introduced in Black Ops 1 Zombies, and this thing, when it's not Pack-a-Punched, was pretty disappointing. You'd shoot it, wait a few seconds, and it wouldn't do much damage. But the moment you Pack-a-Punched it, oh, it revealed something truly beautiful. It serves as another monkey bomb essentially, but with a lot more ammunition. As for those of you who don't know, when you shoot the Pack-a-Punch crossbow, it attracts all of the zombies to that bolt, whether it be stuck in another zombie or you shoot it at a wall or anything, and this is extremely useful. Sometimes, you know, a lot of people don't want to take up the weapon slot, but if you have Mule Kick, you got 2 other good weapons, and you've got the crossbow just for if you get in a sticky situation, it is really good to have on you, especially after you go down. You just shoot it a bunch of times while you make your way over to Jug. It's super useful. It's really fun to use, and well, it was quite surprising, to be honest. I don't think anybody really saw that coming, so it comes in at the number 3 spot. And making its way into the number 2 spot, we have yet another Black Ops 1 weapon, and it is the VR11 from Call of the Dead. When you Pack-a-Punch it, it is pretty surprising at first, and it's extremely useful, and what's even more surprising is just how many people forget how useful this weapon can be when it's Pack-a-Punch. So this weapon, when it's not Pack-a-Punched, is not extremely useful, especially in solo. So the effects that it has is you shoot it at a zombie, it turns that zombie into a human, which runs to the nearest body of water and attracts all of the zombies that are closest to that human. If you are close to a zombie, it will chase you instead of that human, and once it reaches the water, it just, you know, freezes and dies, and all the zombies start to come back to you. And it also had an effect where you shoot it at your teammates, which is where it starts to come in handy in co-op. You shoot it at the teammates, and it gives them the zombie blood kind of effect, where the zombies just ignore them. It turns their vision orange, which is pretty cool, but when you Pack-a-Punched it, you got several more effects that a lot of people didn't see coming, and a lot of people still don't remember, and that's why it's in the number 2 spot, because there are so many of them, and I'm going to run through them right now. So the first upgrade that you get when you Pack-a-Punch it is that if you shoot it 3 times consecutively at one zombie, it will make that zombie explode and instantly kill any zombie surrounding it regardless of the level. It is always a one-hit kill, but the thing about this is it's quite hard to execute because as soon as you shoot it once, the zombie turns into a human, and sometimes you'll be able to get a second shot on it, but then for that third shot, often the human will start running away, or a crowd of zombies will start surrounding him, so it's really hard, but if you can pull it off, it's pretty useful because, like I said, it kills them all in one shot. However, there are some other effects that are more useful, such as the fact that if you shoot it at George, all you have to do is shoot it once. When he is in a body of water, he will go down into the water for, I think it's the rest of the round. It's not quite as long as if you actually kill him, which is for like a whole round and the rest of that round that you are currently on. And if you do this, you don't get the perk bottle or the Wonder WAF / death machine drop, but it's pretty useful if you just want to get George out of the way. But the most useful thing about this that a lot of people just still don't remember or just didn't see coming is how useful it can be in co-op when Pack-a-Punch. So I mentioned that when you shoot it at your teammate, it gives them the zombie blood thing, the zombies ignore them, but if you Pack-a-Punch it, first of all, this effect lasts much longer, which is really cool, but secondly, if you shoot it at your teammate and they get the zombie blood, when it's upgraded, they will also get an insta-kill effect for the duration of the whole zombie blood thing. I keep saying zombie blood, this came before zombie blood as we all know, but you know, that's the thing most people can relate to because most people have played Origins. So yeah, when it's Pack-a-Punched, you shoot it at the teammates and they always have an insta-kill, which is amazing for co-op high round strategies, because especially if they have just like grenades or an M72 lure or even just like an LMG, you just shoot them, they get the insta-kill and they just take out an entire horde of zombies. And this effect does stack as well if you really want to just not waste, but if you want to unload all of your ammo into your teammates, it does stack so they can have that effect for like a few consecutive minutes or however long the maximum amount is, and it is truly awesome. So that's why it's in the number 2 spot. It has such a wide array of additional features once you Pack-a-Punch it. And before we reveal the weapon in the number 1 spot, I want to give a quick honorable mention, and it's a bit of a weird one, to the Wonder WAF DG2 Pack-a-Punched to the Wonder WAF DG3, specifically in World at War Der Riese, not the Black Ops 1 remake of Der Riese, but in the World at War version of Der Riese. And like I said, this is weird because it's actually a negative effect. So when you Pack-a-Punch it, obviously it upgrades the damage. But the thing is, in World at War Der Riese, it upgrades it so much that it actually does a lot more damage to you and removes your Juggernog. Now the icon does still stay there, but if you shock yourself, the effect just isn't present. Like I said, the icon is still there, it still looks like you have Jug, but you can get 2 hit by zombies, or you can get downed really quickly by dogs like I do here, and it's just a weird little thing that nobody really expected, but obviously the effect was negative and it was kind of annoying, so I thought it deserved an honorable or dishonorable mention. And finally, in the number 1 place, we have yet another Black Ops 1 weapon. It seems to be just a Black Ops 1 weapon list with a couple exceptions, obviously, but we have the Ballistic Knife. Now, the reason why the Ballistic Knife is in the number 1 spot of the top 5 unexpected / surprising Pack-a-Punch upgrades is because of all the hype surrounding it that we didn't realize it was right under our noses. Now, a lot of you may remember back on Black Ops 1 Zombies, in the loading screen, obviously there are tips in every game, and one of the tips, or one of the hints, was if a red reticle means an enemy and a green reticle means friendly, what does a blue reticle mean? Yeah, and a lot of people, including me and my friends, I remember we were searching for so long, we're like, what the hell does the blue reticle mean? Where is there a blue reticle? When have we ever seen a blue reticle? And then all of a sudden, when you just suddenly decided, you know what, I'm gonna Pack-a-Punch the Ballistic Knife just for the lols, and then you turned at a teammate, you're like, wait a second, there's a blue reticle. Shoot it at the teammate, and it revives them. Now this was amazing because I remember the community's response to this was like, holy crap, we finally found out what the blue reticle is, and better yet, we found out that the Ballistic Knife can revive teammates, making it an instant revive. No need for quick revive anymore because you have instant revive. And obviously they did something very similar with the staffs in Origins and Black Ops 2 Zombies, but this was the first kind of weapon that we had where we could instantly revive teammates, and it was just, like I said, the response was amazing, everyone was surprised, and it was just an incredible moment when people figured out what the blue reticle meant. But anyway guys, that is it for this top 5. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you have a great day.